Skyrim means a lot of things to a lot of people, I think. But today I just wanted to talk a little bit about what it means to me and my experience with it. And hopefully that resonates with some people. But when I was a kid, I grew up playing video games with my brothers. We had originally the Super Nintendo, I think was the first console we ever had to play at home. And we went all the way up through, we got the original PlayStation, the PlayStation 2, we got the GameCube, we got the Wii. But somewhere along the lines, I kind of fell out of gaming as a hobby for a little bit. And there was a time where I just really wasn't playing anything. We did get the Wii sometime after its release, towards the end of 2006, into 2007 was when it came out. I don't think we got it right away, but probably shortly after. And while we kept playing a lot of the PS2 games, a lot of the GameCube and Wii games for a while, there was a time, maybe it was like 2008, 2009 or something like that, where I kind of fell out of gaming for a little bit. And I remember, there was I don't know how my brother ended up with a copy of Skyrim, but he was playing it on his PS3 that he ended up getting. And I remember seeing it, and I was I was instantly kind of like brought in. I'm sitting here and I'm looking, and man, he's fighting like saber cats and bears, and there's dragons, and he's got these cool swords. And it's like this whole world exists, and I'm sitting here looking at it, and I'm going, okay, I got to get into that, right? I got to give that a shot. I was in high school at the time, and I remember, man, picking it up and playing, and I was lost. I hadn't been gaming for a while. I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never played a game like that before. My first Skyrim character actually was an Argonian, and I ended up completely deleting my save because I wasn't making a lot of manual saves. So you could only load back so far if there was a problem. And I ended up in a situation. I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't know what the problem was at the time, but my guy had contracted vampirism, and it had gotten to the stage where basically I was getting attacked on sight everywhere, and I was like, I don't know what I've done. Maybe I've pissed off every guard in every town or something by breaking the law. And so I had no idea how to fix the problem, and I ended up just deleting the save altogether. Um, so kind of a fun little story on my first playthrough there. But ultimately, I kept going with it. And the thing about Skyrim for me is not only did it reintroduce me to gaming as a hobby, which is now easily the most time consuming hobby I have. Out of all of the things that I do in my spare time, gaming easily takes up the most amount of time out of anything else, and I love it for that. But it also reintroduced me to my love of fiction in a lot of ways. I mean, it taught me, um, because of Skyrim, I went back and I bought a shit ton of other games. Like literally, literally, I played Skyrim, and it spurred me to go, oh my gosh, I love gaming. I need to go buy a bunch of other games. And I went out and I bought tons and tons of games specifically because of how much I loved Skyrim, and I wanted more experiences like it. It's what introduced me to the Fallout franchise, going and buying Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. I went back and bought Oblivion because of how much I loved Skyrim. I went out and bought games like LA Noire and, tons of other things, specifically because Skyrim really served as a starting point to reintroduce me to gaming, but also just a broader love of fiction in general. Because of Skyrim spurring me to buy games like the Fallout franchise, it taught me, oh my gosh, I love, a post-apocalyptic setting. I find that super captivating, right? And so because of that, I went back and I revisited novels that I'd been interested in the past. Things like Robert McCammon's Swan Song, I think is one of the greatest books I've ever read in my life. And in a way, in a chain reaction kind of way, it's because of Skyrim. There have been times, over the past I don't know, almost 15 years now since Skyrim came out, where I have again stepped away from gaming for a little while. Maybe 6 months, maybe even a year. I don't really keep track of the things, but there have been times where I step away from gaming for a while, and almost every single time when I come back, the first thing I do is I load up Skyrim and I get lost in the world and I just go out exploring and I realize, oh my gosh, it's been an hour and a half, it's been 2 hours, it's been 3 hours or more, and I've been walking through the forest. I've been running into a random dungeon and seeing, oh hey, what's in here, right? Um, and out of all of the games that I've played since Skyrim, there have been others that I've been lost in, especially recently. I've ran into a handful where, like, Elden Ring just absolutely blew my mind. But it's rare. I think it's rare to find the type of just wonder and awe and this like sense of exploration and really buying into a world um that Skyrim achieves very, very well. So yeah, I mean that's basically the thesis of the video, right? I mean that's pretty much what I got. It really served for me as a starting point of getting me back into gaming, but also getting back into fiction in general. And I love it for that. There are so many things that I have learned that I, really enjoy because of Skyrim. Skyrim taught me that I love an open world game. I love exploration. That's a big thing for me. I played a lot of different RPGs, and say whatever you want about Skyrim being kind of a watered down RPG in a lot of ways. I think in a way that's kind of part of its appeal because it really does a great job of introducing people to the genre, right? And now, I can get into something much, much more complex and with a lot more depth to it because I've learned to love the genre and because, there was an easy way for me to get into it playing Skyrim. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot more that I could say, but I don't want to make this video too terribly long. Um, I hope that, somebody out there shares some kind of similar experience. I'm sure that somebody does because this game has meant a lot to an incredible amount of people. I mean, whether you're, 15 or 57, right? Everybody knows Skyrim. Everybody's heard of Skyrim, right? And I think that that reach is impressive. I don't really have anything else to say about it. That's it.